Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is so meaningful to see those who are part of our Zoom broadcast. Let's all just kind of wave to each other. Yeah, that's nice. And for those who are following via YouTube, we feel your waving as well. One of the things that we're really learning about
Hey.
with creating community is that while we can't share so easily through harmony, we can see the tapestry of your faces so beautifully. We are going to ask you to indulge us that you need, for the most part, to keep yourselves on mute. And I know it doesn't sound fair all the time, but that's the only effective way, at least for now, that this can work easily. Friends, I'm Rabbi Zach Shapiro, honored to be here with Kentralani Freilich and with Rabbi Rachel Rothstein. Well, Rabbi Rachel is not a rabbi yet, but we call her Rabbi Rachel. She is a fourth-year rabbinic student at the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion, and she is our summer intern. And behind the scenes is Carol Diamond, who, Carol, we're so glad that you are well and being our third arm or our sixth arm or whatever it's going to be. We're glad that you're with us. Everyone, we want you to take a really deep breath. We need Shabbos. And the beauty is that Shabbos comes every week. And it's awesome that we get this one day to recuperate, to reinvigorate, and to recharge, to enable us to go back out into the world and make a difference. We want to build it one act of goodness at a time in each moment. And so we invite Cantor Lani to open our service with music, the singing of Olam Chesed Yibaneh.
And this is a song. It's from Psalm 89, and it's about love. It's about your steadfast love is confirmed forever. And it's about how we can build love together. And wow, do we need love more than ever right now?
We've got such an incredible director of our programs. She is the head of our schools, the director of learning, and for the next little while, she's also the acting director of our congregation. And she's celebrating a birthday this week. So Randy Bischoff, in honor of your birthday, we're asking you to light our Shabbat candles tonight.
Yo, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you so much, Randy. Happy birthday. Continuing with our Kiddush, Cantor Lonnie will be leading us. If you're comfortable and able, we ask that you please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemase v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. L'chaim.
L'chaim, please be seated, everyone. What an honor it is to invite Herman Barnathan, member of
I can't do it, Carol. I'm dead. I can't get in.
You're on.
Whoops.
I cannot get in, Carol.
Hi, everyone.
Herman,
So
you're on, actually.
this,
I cannot get in. I'm dead. Forget it.
okay. Just so everyone knows, Herman is
Okay.
not dead.
Sorry, Rabbi.
There we go, Herman. Herman is here representing our board. You are very much alive, and it's good to see you. Herman, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi, and thank you very, very much. I am Herman Barnathan. I am the men's group trustee to the Board of Trustees. You know, our synagogue has been closed for many months, and I know we are all anxious to get back to the norm, when once again we can enter the walls of our beloved building. This will happen, but until it does, please remember we are still part of a synagogue family. Rabbi Shapiro and Cantor Lonnie conduct Shabbat services every Friday night via Facebook and YouTube. Our rabbinic intern, Rabbi Rachel, leads Torah study every Saturday morning at 9 and lunch and learn every Monday at 12:30, and you'll find this on Zoom. On Saturday night at 7:15 on Facebook, Rabbi Shapiro and Cantor Lonnie close out Shabbat with a 15-minute Havdalah service. Our building may be closed, but the Temple Akiba family is still very much alive and well. We are also treated to the merry antics of those two beautiful twins, Maya Ruth and Eli Noah, each morning as they react to the singing of Rabbi Shapiro. Believe me when I tell you it is worth going on Facebook to view this. I anxiously look forward to receiving an email telling me the rabbi has posted a video. Seeing these two precious children brightens my day and allows me to escape the boredom of being housebound. I'm old enough to remember the golden days of radio before television. One of my favorite programs was The Lone Ranger. I tell you this because he wore a mask. Covering your face is not something new. Please wear a face mask when leaving your home and observe social distancing. I also remember a song of the 60s by Peter, Paul, and Mary entitled The Times They Are A-Changing. I also believe this is going on now and will continue. By now, everyone should have received their membership packets. Please get your membership in as soon as possible. And if you haven't received your packet, please call the office and another one will be sent to you. And now sit back, welcome in Shabbat with Rabbi Shapiro and Cantillani. Please stay safe and Shabbat Shalom to all.
Shabbat Shalom, Herman. Thank you so much for your announcements. We are going to continue our service with the singing of Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai. And I know we can't hear your beautiful voices, but we know many of you know this song, so we love to see at least your mouths moving. So please join us, and I'm going to attempt to play guitar tonight. So let's see how it goes. Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. And Rabbi, to you.
Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. I will sing unto God a new song.
That was so beautiful. I love that version. I've never heard that version. Shabbat is about transitions, the celebration of time as we hold it, grasping something that's in perpetual motion, that is time. We honor all the transitions of Shabbat, the welcoming of it, and even when it leaves us. Within our liturgy, we're still honoring Shabbat, the smallest, tiniest of details. That's what the Chatzi Kaddish is. It marks one portion of our service from another, preserving this tiny bit of time, something that's in continuous motion. Please join me in the Chatzi Kaddish, and if you're able to, please rise. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah. V'yalma divarach irutei, v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon, uv'chayetecho Beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, veimeru, amen. Yeheshme Rabba Mevorach, Le'olam Omer Maya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, Yitbar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitale, V'yitalav, Shemei Dekudasha, Brechu, Le'elam Min Kol Berchata V'shirata, Tushbechata V'nechemata, Dami Ran Bialma, Veimeru, Amen.
Thank you so much, Rachel. All right, we're going to do something. I'm going to take us off of the spotlight so we can all see each other. And I would like to encourage, if you're able, really encourage everyone to rise and to face east. And what's going to be very cool is that this will be a different direction it'll appear to be a different direction for everyone on this Zoom. And I would love us all to see what direction east is from where your perspective is. For some of you, it's straight ahead. For me, it's in this direction. For others, it's in the other direction. And one of the things that we're learning from this is that in some ways, whatever direction we're facing, that's toward God. Even though we are facing east, the perception is that we're facing every direction. And the truth is, that's where God is. For our Baruch Hu, our call to worship, we're saying, God, we're ready to listen to you. Are you ready to listen to us? Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated, everyone.
There's a powerful image that resonates in the prayer of Ma'ariv Aravim that Cantor Lani will be singing shortly. The Hebrew goes, B'chochma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna mishanei itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim. In your wisdom, you fashion all things, we say, thoughtfully altering time and changing the seasons, arranging the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are the creator of day and night, rolling light from darkness and darkness from light. Tonight, we thank the creator of day and night for arranging the stars and thoughtfully altering time to allow us to move into another day, allowing us to transition, gently moving us along in time, a demarcation that I know I find myself craving and thanking God for. Please join Cantor Lani as she leads us in Ma'ariv Aravim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro mariv aravim v'chochma potiach she'arim.
Thank you so much, Cantor. Dear friends, I usually like to do my weekly message or sermon a little bit later on in the service, but I'm moving it forward to this part because it leads into the next prayer. Our Torah portion this week it'll be of no surprise to you. It's my favorite Torah portion. It's called Pinchas, and it is in the book of Numbers. And Pinchas is a character. I'm actually not going to be talking about him himself, but it's a little bit later on in the portion. We have a group of 5 women. They are known as the daughters of Zelophehad. And they do something absolutely extraordinary. They notice that in order that the laws of heredity go from father to the oldest son, or if the oldest son has died, it goes to the next son. And they approach Moses and they say, Moses, this isn't fair. Our father died, he had no sons. Why should the inheritance go to our uncle or our cousins? Shouldn't it come to us? And Moses thought about this, and Moses then went to God, and God said, this is what these daughters of Zelophehad have said. And God said they're right. And so the law changed. And it changed because these 5 women had the wherewithal to say something is wrong in society. Even a law that came from God, even that kind of law is wrong. And so we have the responsibility to go and do something. It takes guts. It takes someone to go forward and do that. Now, I thought closely about this, and we recall that a couple of weeks ago, we had another Torah portion about Korach, and Korach didn't like the way things were either. And Korach wanted leadership to change. But in Korach's case, that what he tried to do turned into a rebellion that was shot down, and Korach ended up dying. The question comes up, what's the difference between the daughters of Zelophehad and Korach? And it caused me to look at, or it inspired me to look at the phraseology that's used in Hebrew that these daughters of Zelophehad used with regard to approaching Moses and what Korach did. Our Torah this week teaches that with the daughters of Zelophehad, it said, Batik Rav Na. Comes from the word karov, meaning to draw close. That the daughters of Zelophehad drew close to Moses. They wanted to approach Moses and have a conversation. Whereas Korach, the Hebrew teaches, Vayakumu, Korach rose up and in a rebellious way, almost by force, wanted to approach Moses. So again, in this case with Zelophehad's daughters, they drew near to him. They wanted to have a one-on-one relationship. Korach wanted to rise up. So this juxtaposition begged the question, what other times in Torah has God's mind been changed, or has an authority's mind been changed, and what Hebrew is used? Well, I thought of the incident with the golden calf, when God said, I'm going to destroy this people, and it was upon Moses to change God's mind. In that case, it says, Vayachal Moshe et pnei Adonai. It says that that Moses begged or prayed before God's face. Moses came up to God in a very humble way and spoke with God. And it was because Moses was humble and beseeched God in that way that God's mind was changed. There's another case when Going back to the book of Genesis, when God was going to destroy the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, Abraham had to change God's mind. The Hebrew that's used there is vayigash, Avraham vayomer. Vayigash is another word about approaching. In every case, when someone has tried to change someone else's mind, it's not about powerfully overtaking, but it's about a sincere drawing close and approaching and beseeching. I believe that our Torah is teaching that we have a responsibility to change a powerful entity's mind, but we also have a responsibility to do it in a way that makes sense. Psychologists will tell us that changing someone's mind is nearly impossible. And in this world where we are witnessing protests going on for very important reasons, we have to ask ourselves the same question. What is the best method to approach someone that we disagree with and to effectuate change? Is it about standing tall and beating on a drum? Well, perhaps there's a time and a place for that. But even more important than that, it's about approaching someone else face to face, drawing them close to us, listening to them, and having a conversation. In the Harvard Business Review in February 2018, there was an excellent article written by Nilofer Merchant. And she wrote, "The best way to sway another person's opinion is not to tell them your answer, but to arrive at an answer together." She continues, how do you do that? We have to listen to them and pay attention to them. That means stepping outside of your own interests. It means really and truly wanting to know more, listening to those that you disagree with, and finding out what's going on. It's not just about hearing words, but it's about paying attention to the underlying needs and the frame of reference that may be going on. Most of us really aren't great listeners, she concludes. We're afraid that if we're listening, we may not be advocating for our own ideas and why those ideas matter. And if we're listening, perhaps we're afraid of giving up on our own convictions. But what she's teaching and what Torah is teaching and what I'm hoping that all of you who are listening can arrive at is that the more we listen to things that we're uncomfortable with, the more we approach people so we can hear what they're really saying, the more our world will change. Friends, this is our moment. This is our opportunity to not just share words of our own experience, but to be those listeners, to harness the world around us, to approach those who need our ear, to hear what they have to say, and then to arrive at tomorrow together. We use these words as we approach the Shema Yisrael, this prayer of listening. And as we share the prayer, keep in mind our message for the week. Are we going to approach the week listening to the stories around us so that we can best prepare for our future? We continue now with words of Shema Yisrael.
Rabbi, that's you.
And that's me. I was so into the listening of it, but I'll start it. If you're comfortable, everyone, please rise. And our tradition at Temple Akiba is to make the letter Shin with our fingers and to cover our eyes and to really make the opportunity to be at one. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Please be seated, everyone.
Please join me in the chanting of the Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, beshivtecha, bevetecha, uvlechtecha v'derech, uvshochbecha, uvekumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, Uvisharecha leman tiskeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem. We continue our service with the singing of Mi Chamocha, our song for freedom. And this one is our classic Debbie Friedman version, which has a lot of hand clapping. So we'd love to see all of your hands clapping together while we are singing our prayer.
And Cantorlani, I'm putting the full zoom on so that we'll see you if you're not clapping, okay?
Yes, we will. So we want to see all of those hands getting up in the air. Here we go. Ready? Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'evim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, no ratihi lo seifele, no ratihi lo seifele. Ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Malechutecha ra'uvanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe. Ze lianu ve'ameru, ze lianu ve'ameru. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. La la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la.
I think we get 5 million rabbi points and 10 million cantor points to Morris and Elizabeth, who are actually dancing during this. That was fun to see. Rabbi Rachel.
We now rise for the Amidah. And just like we did before in determining which way was east, so that we can all face toward Jerusalem, no matter where we are, quarantined in the world, let's all, if you're able, please rise and face east. Adonai sefatai titahu fi agitehilataka. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, Ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, V'Hanorah, Eloyom, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasei Avot, Leman Shemo Be'ava, Melech Ozer, Moshiach Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah, Ataki Bor Le'olam Adonai, V'chayei Hakol Atarav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechokel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim, berofeh holim, umatir rasim, umekayem eto, lishenei afar, michamocha b'gevurot, umidol melach, melech mimit umechayeh, umatmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol, atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, kadoshim b'chol yom yehalalucha salah, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please continue silently with your own meditation for just a few moments.
We continue with the singing of Yihiyu Leratzon. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you. And I wanted to share our former intern, Cantor Bryce Megdal's beautiful version. She introduced us to her composition when she was with us, and then when she came back to visit as well. And she is now the cantor at a Reform synagogue in Orlando, Florida. She just began, and we're so very proud of her. So I wanted to share this version in honor of her tonight.
Cantor, thank you so much for sharing that beautiful, beautiful prayer. My gosh, it really is meaningful to see your faces and to see God through your eyes. We truly see it. And it's as though a new light is turning on through you. We have an opportunity in our service right now to take the strength that we feel and to think of those who could use an extra embrace of shalom, of healing, of goodness, of peace. And so we offer the Misha Berach prayer, blessing for healing. If there are people that you know who could use that extra healing at this time, please share those names in our chat box so that we can see them and so that we can know about it. And that name could be someone who needs physical, spiritual, emotional, mental healing. That person could be you. And it's okay to put your own name in there. As we sing and pray together, please, we want you to feel the embrace that Cantor and Rabbi Rachel and I have with each and every one of you. Thank you so much, Cantor. Friends, one more announcement that we have. Following the conclusion of our service tonight, we're going to turn off the live stream. That's for those who are watching via Zoom or Facebook, but we're going to keep the Zoom room open just for a few minutes of a Zoom oneg, just kind of to say hi to each other and have an opportunity to be here with each other for just a few moments. So once we break bread, if you need to go, we understand, but if you want to hang out and just say hi, then that's what we're here for. If you have questions you have from myself or the Cantor or each other, no loaded questions, please, just Shabbat type questions, then we welcome that. And if you ask a really tough question, then I'll just have Carol Diamond come on and answer it. No, we welcome you to just be with us and to share. Our prayers now continue with the concluding prayers, the Aleinu, and we're going to ask once again that all who are able, that you please rise and face east.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kugei ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishbechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kecho hamonam, vanachnu korim, Umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo, Ushemo, Ushemo echad.
Please be seated, everyone. As we prepare for Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish, I share these words by Chana Senesh. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We remember now those who have died, who continue to live in our hearts from their eternal resting spaces. I'm going to begin by sharing the names of those for whom we are in Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning. After I share those names, if there are people in our Zoom who are remembering someone who's died in the past 30 days, we ask that you unmute yourself and share that name out loud, or those names out loud, once I have shared these names. So at this time, we are remembering Dora Bromberg and Evelyn Gilbert. Is there anyone else who is observing Shloshim, the first 30 days? We add to their names the yard sites, the anniversaries of the deaths that occur on this Shabbat. I'll begin with those who have plaques in our Sue and Jerry Erfrig Memorial Room. Esther Bashane, Eleanor Bimstein, Sylvia Eisen, Eric Fagan, Sam Freeman, Rose Geller, Jacob Hecht, Leah Kaganovich, Robert Canterman, Sabina Opperman, Joyce Rainier, Fred Rothman, Cecilia Rothman, Maura Samuels, Rebecca Spector, Louis Weinberg. We also remember Jack Altfest, Sheldon Burson, Esther Bubis, Eleanor Castleman, Samuel Kleiman, Dorothy Diamond, Anne Falk, Ida Feingold, my father-in-law, Levi Galprin, Rabbi Levi Galprin, Faye Gordon, Ellen Graff, Scott Hart, Cyril Hirsch, Sylvan Cluens, Chaim Lackman, Florence Mann, Frida McVeigh, Marion Molnar, Judith Namias, Walter Nathan, Helen Paley, Doris Pastor, Stella Paver, Dr. Sidney Rosen, Marjorie Serbin, Norma Schur, Edward Sylvan, Bernard Zucker. Is there anyone in our Zoom who is remembering someone whose yard site we are observing? May all who are in our hearts continue to guide us with goodness. We're going to ask that you rise once again for the mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah b'yamad divrach rutei v'yamnich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei techol beit Yisrael bagalau v'yizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam u'almei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim alenu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom berobav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu va'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. May the one who causes peace to be known in the high heavens help us understand that by reaching out to one another, we create peace on earth as well. For all Israel and all humanity, we say, Amen. Please be seated, everyone. Cantor.
We conclude our service this evening with a beautiful prayer. It's called Pure Heart. It's a newer song, and it's by Yoel Sykes and Daphne Rosenberg, who are members of the band Nava Tehillah. Actually, it's a congregation. It's a Jewish renewal congregation within Israel, and it is one of the many progressive Jewish congregations that are popping up in Israel. This is based on Psalm 51. Create a pure heart in me, great Spirit. Create a pure heart in me. Create a pure heart in me, great Spirit. Create a pure heart in me, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within. Create a pure heart in me, great Spirit. Create a pure heart in me. Create a pure heart in me, great Spirit. Create a pure heart in me, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within.
Thank you so much, Cantorlani. That was just beautiful. I believe I can smell all the way from Granada Hills the fresh challah that your family has made.
Yes, you can. So every week, my cousin Cindy makes some challah dough and drops it off to us. And we make fresh challah. And of course, my girls and I love to doctor it up. So it's not plain challah. It is cinnamon, chocolate chip, sprinkle, sugar, dusted, all sorts of craziness, deliciousness challah. So here is our challah. And we invite everyone. I don't know if there's a way to, or are we off of speaker view so that we can see everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So we are going to invite everyone, because it's our tradition at Temple Akiba, even if we are online with each other, to reach out.
Put your
and
hands toward the cameras,
put your
everyone.
hands towards the camera. And we are all connected. We are all touching the challah and touching each other who are touching the challah. So please join with me. Hamotzi lachem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices join in happy chorus as our prayer is humbly said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lachem min haaretz b'tei avon. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Oh, thank you, Cantorlani. So, folks who are here, I'm going to turn the live stream off of YouTube.